It is Tuesday, which means it's Top 10 Tuesday. Ranking the 10 best teams in the NFL. This is what we do all football season long. And then when we get into the offseason, Top 10 Tuesday takes on a slightly different meaning and we rank other things, but it's the NFL season, so we're ranking the NFL teams. Let's start at the top. Number 10, the 10th best team in the NFL, the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers 2-1 on the season. I like Justin Herbert. I like Coach Harbaugh. Okay, I like the physicality that he's brought to that team, but they need more weapons. I think that was pretty evident in their loss on Sunday to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Quentin Johnston and Ladd McConkey, just not quite enough to score points against the best defense in the NFL, but they're going to be capable of running the football against most teams. They have a good, stout defense, right, that is much improved since Brandon Staley's departure. And look, they're going to win a lot of games, 21-17, because they can run the football, they play good defense, and they have a guy in Justin Herbert who's capable of making things happen on third downs. Number 9, the Steelers. The best unit in football is their defense. Okay, as long as they don't turn the ball over, they're going to win a lot of games against bad and average teams. Okay, when they play the better teams, though, I talked about this earlier, I have concerns about their ability to score the football enough to beat some of the better teams in the NFL, like the Chiefs and the Bills, that are going to score against their defense. Number 8, the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud continues to be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I know they got mollywopped on Sunday by the Vikings 34-7, but look, I like CJ Stroud. He's a good quarterback. DeMeco Ryans is a good coach. They still seem like they're one of the better teams in the NFL. I just think we're going to see people start to peel back off of them after they just got absolutely dominated by a really good Minnesota Vikings team. Number 7, the Ravens. I know they're 1-2, but I refuse to have my rankings just be a reflection of record. I know they're 1-2, but it's Lamar Jackson. The offense is incredibly high-powered. They can run the football against anyone because of Lamar and Derrick Henry, and the Justice Hill kid is awesome as well. The defense is making strides in the right direction. I know they almost fell apart at the end of that Dallas game, but for the first 3 quarters, I mean, they dominated. Okay, and look, they're also Isaiah Likely getting a foot in bounds away from maybe being 2-1 with the win over the Chiefs and everyone going crazy about them. They are imperfect. But unlike the Bengals, who are also imperfect, Lamar Jackson is good enough to mask these imperfections with his ability to run the football and to throw the ball from the pocket. He's a much improved pocket passer. What a surprise. Quarterbacks get better the longer they're in the NFL. Number 6, I've got the Packers. 2-1. They've won 2 games with Malik Willis at quarterback. Matt LaFleur putting on an absolute coaching clinic. They're running the football, only asking Malik Willis to do the easy things. I don't care that these 2 wins came over the Colts and the Titans. They've just been dominant up front. They have a great defense. Okay, they're physical, they're fast, they get after the passer, and they've got multiple good corners. When Jordan Love comes back, this Packers team is only going to get better. I've got the Packers sitting there as the 6th best team in the NFL. Number 5, the Seattle Seahawks. That defense is nasty. They have the 2nd best defense in the NFL. They're leading the league in yards per play allowed at only 3.9. Geno Smith has been solid at the quarterback position. They're running the football. Mike McDonald has brought that Baltimore Ravens defensive magic with him to Seattle. They get after the passer. They've got great corners, great linebackers, physical football team. Seahawks at 5. They're a good, solid, talented football team. Number 4, the Detroit Lions. They lost a weird game to the Buccaneers 2 weeks ago, but I think they're one of the more complete teams in the NFL. They have a pass rush. I like their linebackers. Their secondary is much improved from last year. Jared Goff has gotten off to a bit of a slow start, but they're still putting up points. They're still running the football with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, they are just a complete, well-rounded team, and we're going to continue to see that. That Buccaneers loss was a little weird. I don't think we're going to see them continue to do that. Dan Campbell made a slight coaching mistake in that game. I don't think he'll make that mistake again, and they'll continue to win games as the year progresses. The Lions are the fourth best team in the NFL, but they are not the best team in their division. The best team in that division, surprisingly, are the Minnesota Vikings. They have been or played like the second most complete team in the NFL. People wrote Sam Darnold off, rightfully so. Kevin O'Connell has come in and really kind of resurrected his career. Sam Darnold leading the league in touchdown passes with 8. He's only thrown 2 picks. Justin Jefferson is still Justin Jefferson. They went out, they added Aaron Jones, put him in the backfield, former Green Bay Packers running back. So they've got a good guy behind Sam Darnold for when they need to run the football. The offensive line is protecting. And then defensively, they have one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL in Brian Flores. Okay. Like, I know there's some drama around him, but the dude knows how to coach the defensive side of the football. Okay. They added some defensive pieces in the offseason, but they look like one of the best teams in the NFL through 3 weeks. They're scoring points. They're not giving up points. They look incredibly complete through 3 weeks. Can Sam Darnold keep this up? I don't know. But as of right now, that's one of the better teams in the NFL. Number 2, I've got the Kansas City Chiefs. 3-0, haven't played a good game yet, but they do what championship teams do. They just continue to find ways to win. Their defense continues to be nasty. Okay. Great defensive coordinator, Chris Jones. Nick Bolton's been awesome. The secondary has been good. Okay. The defense is, once again, very similar to last year. A large part of why they're winning. Offensively, they are better than they were last year, even though we haven't seen them play a good game yet. Rashee Rice is much improved. Travis Kelce is going to get involved at some point. He looks a little out of shape. When he gets into shape, he'll be better than what he is now. They're still trying to figure out the Xavier Worthy piece. I know that Isaiah Pacheco got hurt. That's concerning. He's going to be out for a fairly decent amount of time, having surgery on that ankle, but they threw the ball a lot more against Atlanta because Pacheco's hurt. And I don't know. I feel like giving the football to Patrick Mahomes more and allowing him to make more decisions isn't exactly a bad idea. So they may be better because of Pacheco's injury. That's a galaxy brain take that I won't get into, but it is something that I'll be monitoring. Chiefs are currently the second best team in the NFL. The best team in the NFL, though, number 1, the Buffalo Bills. 3-0, and for the first time in Josh Allen's career, the Bills are not overly dependent on him. Years past, it felt like Josh Allen had to do everything for the Bills. He had to throw for 300 yards, he had to run for 80, and he had to account for 5 touchdowns for them to have any sort of chance to win. And that just isn't the case. James Cook has emerged as one of the better running backs in the NFL. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can pass protect. Obviously, he's a great runner of the football. And Joe Brady, new Bills offensive coordinator and play caller, is really leaning on him and taking some of this pressure off of Josh Allen. Keon Coleman is slowly coming along. Khalil Shakir has really emerged as their best receiver. They're starting to get the tight ends involved. Like, this Bills team is legit, and they have been the best and most complete team in the NFL. They've got some injuries on the defensive side of the ball, but great defensive head coach. They've been great on that side of the ball. Just crushed the Jags last night. 47-10 or 41-10, whatever it was. Just blew them out of the building. I don't think anybody watched the second half of that game, but they have been the best team in the NFL so far. Some of the injuries on defense are concerning, but they haven't proved to be a hindrance just yet. Some of the teams that I left off, let me very quickly, address those things. I left the Eagles off because I don't trust Nick Sirianni. I left the Saints off. I don't care that they hung a bunch of points on 2 bad teams. Okay, the Cowboys have probably the worst defense in the NFL, and they scored 40 points against the Panthers. Congratulations. That doesn't impress me. As soon as they played an average team in the Eagles, they looked average. Simple as that. No Buccaneers because I don't trust Baker Mayfield as much as I trust the other quarterbacks on this list. With that being said, I trust him more than Justin Fields, but I trust that Steelers defense more than both. No Jets because I just want to see a little bit more. Okay, like I don't trust their defense entirely yet. Robert Saleh is pretty dependent on having 4 guys that can get after the quarterback. That way he can run the defense that he wants. Haven't really seen that consistently so far throughout the season, so want to see that before I put the Jets in the top 10. So, one more time for you. Top 10 Tuesday. Here are the 10 best teams in the NFL. The Chargers at 10, Steelers at 9, Texans at 8, Ravens at 7, Packers at 6, Seahawks at 5, Lions at 4, Vikings 3, Chiefs at 2, and the Bills are currently the best team in the NFL.